Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2025 edition of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. We're coming to you live here at the Alachua County Agriculture and Equestrian Center in Newberry, Florida. Our exhibitors, the young men and women of the 4-H clubs and FFA chapters here in Alachua County, have been preparing their cattle and themselves for months to be ready for this day. We're so glad you joined us today. Later this evening, we'll be bringing you the fun of the celebrity show at 5:30 p.m., followed by the swine show at 6. But right now, we're ready to bring you the bred and owned and the beef shows, including heifers, bulls, and mature cows. The contestants and the judges are making their preparations for the show right now. So, since we've got a few minutes, let's have a look at what you might possibly take home with you after this year's show. Texas Trailers has supported the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show for several years, providing a loaded stock trailer for our fundraising raffle, but this year, they're shaking things up a bit. Tickets still cost only $20. That's about the only price that inflation hasn't raised. But if you win, you get to choose what you win. Either this 14-foot Delta stock trailer, fully loaded, or this Capella 2+2 golf cart. You don't get both. But if you win, it's your choice, the trailer or the golf cart. All proceeds go to the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. To see the rules or to purchase a ticket online, go to ACYFLS.com. Scroll down the page a bit until you see a picture of the trailer and golf cart. Click on this link and you can buy your tickets right there. Good luck. And remember, Texas Trailers, when you need a trailer, a golf cart, or a trailer to haul your golf cart, there's a Texas Trailer that can handle it. Visit them on North Highway 441 at Northwest 13th Street in Gainesville. And when you do, please tell them thank you for sponsorship of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. We're now going to take you to the arena floor where they're preparing to get underway. What you will see and hear are the sights and sounds of the show, just as if you were here in the arena with us. Enjoy the show.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. We are getting ready to get started with the beef show. But Before we do, just want to take care of a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, if you have people that are at home that are wanting to tune in, we are streaming on the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show website. You can find it also on YouTube, but there is a direct link to it, and we appreciate Crazy Dogs for getting us going on that with the streaming. That is ACYFLS.com, and you can go on there and there's a link to be able to find it for all those people at home. At this time, if you could please stand as we play the playing of our national anthem. We have the Marine Band Georgia
and today we're going to have the Army Band. Thank you. And the flag is at the southeast corner of the barn, just outside. All right, and also as we get started, there is tickets available for the Texas Trailers trailer over there. This year you have the extra opportunity to also, instead of the trailer, get the golf cart. So make sure you get those. They are available online too for those that are watching online. All right, we are going to get started with the American Influence Show. Entering the ring first is Class 1, Abby Castles, Adley Buki, Adeline Ruiz. This is Class 1 Exhibitors, American Influence Show. Joining us once again is our judge, Jenna Gurman. She is originally from Ormond Beach, Florida, Alachua County, where she grew up competitively showing hogs on a national stage. After high school, she went on to Lakeland College and Western Illinois University and competed on a 3-time nationally ranked livestock judging team under the advisement of Dr. Mark Hogue. She holds a master's degree in ag leadership, education, and communications, and is currently at the University of Illinois Fighting Illini, finishing up a doctoral degree in animal science and meat science. Let's have a round of applause for our judge, Miss Jenna Gurman. Going on simultaneously is a rabbit show and showmanship taking place just to the east of the main arena. We'll also have tonight at 5:30 p.m. the celebrity show, and then at 6 o'clock we'll conclude with a swine show. So stick around tonight for a lot of events. Make sure you go outside and visit all of our vendors just to the west side of the main arena.
All right, it's certainly a pleasure to be back today and kicking off the show today with the American Division young ladies heifer that goes ahead and starts the class. Really kind of fits all the pieces together for me. You'll learn as I continue to judge the heifer show today that structure and a fundamental build is going to be the top of my priority list. And not only is this one the soundest and most flexible as she gets out here, but I think she also pulls together a package of femininity, a maternal capability. That one's ultra deep in terms of her body, bold in terms of her rib cage, and yet she's still fresh and feminine ahead of her shoulder. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be second. I think our second and third place heifers here kind of have some trade-offs in some different areas, but regardless, the red heifer, I think just in terms of some extra shape and power on the top side of her skeleton, she's certainly got that. As this one goes away from me, she's just a little bit wider tracking from behind. Now, she's certainly not the biggest in terms of her bone work or her foot size. It's where the heifer and third counters are. Again, I'd also like to see this one step down just a little bit more comfortably as it goes. However, I think in terms of her extra substance and mass, that's kind of where she gains the advantage today. Heifer that's going to round out the class, I think, has really, really good days ahead of her. I think, again, in terms of her basic build and her, as we get her stopped and parked on the profile, she wants to balance up and give us a nice look, but today that's just kind of the flatter, narrower made one for me. Just needs a couple more days, get this one bred and have her belly down, and I think she'll come back and be fairly successful in the ring.
All right, from Class 1 we have first place Adeline Ruiz, second place Abby Castles, and third place Adelaide Buki. Entering the ring for Class 2, Kyra Witt, Abby Castles, Trinity Hines, and another exhibit by Abby Castles. Once again, we'd like to thank Texas Trailers for always being a sponsor of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show, as well as you have the opportunity to buy some tickets, just like CJ Michelle is over there buying tons of tickets, and support the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show right now. He's digging deep into his pocket and buying a few extra for the golf cart. So you have your choice if you win either the trailer or the golf cart. Also, we have cut and wrap options over there as well. I also like to thank Farm Credit of Florida, United Rentals, Life South Community Blood Centers. Make sure you go and donate some blood. Help support the community, but also support your organization by saying who you're donating for. Crazy Dogs Event Live Streaming. They have us up and going right now on YouTube. DW Pest Control, Florida Farm Bureau, Mitchell's Specialty Meats and Bakery, Cowboys Barbecue and Catering, SRM Concrete. We appreciate all of y'all for being our premier sponsors this year. We are also excited once again to welcome back Bree. Photos by Bree will be available on Facebook, but also you can get to it by QR codes that are posted around the arena. So make sure you check those out. They are all free and made available to you. That's Photos by Bree. Go give her a like on Facebook as well and share them to all your friends and family and tell them what they're missing.
Again, I think another really solid class of heifers that we have dropped in here. Heifers on the top end of the class are really, really nice. It's going to be the little things that kind of sort these ones for me. Young ladies heifer that goes ahead and starts the class. I really, really like this one in terms of her profile. She props up with a really nice balanced look from the side. That one's really bold in her upper rib shape and continues back. Plenty of balance from her chest back to her flank. Again, set this one in motion, and that's where she really exceeds the rest of the group. She sets down plenty comfortable, plenty well as she travels. Young lady does a really nice job getting this one stuck. Young lady's heifer that's going to go ahead and be in second. I do think she counters the heifer that starts just in terms of her foot size and bone work. But again, I think when we get this one off to her the side, she's not nearly as deep or supple in terms of her lower body. And every once in a while, she wants to get just a little bit tighter in terms of her ankle. Young lady's heifer that's going to go ahead and be third. I think another nice one in terms of her maternal shape and depth through her rib and flank. I think this one counters the one that we have in fourth in terms of her basic build. She's certainly not perfect in that area, but I do think once we breed her back to a more powerful bull, that one's going to handle it just a little bit better. Young lady's heifer that rounds out the class, I think a moderate, big-bodied kind of female. This one just concerns me a little bit in terms of her basic build. She wants to get just a little bit bigger and rounder out of her shoulder, and as this one gets out and goes, she's just a little more restricted in her range of motion.
All right, rabbit exhibitors, we're going to go ahead and start with class 1. If you can bring your bunnies over, we're going to keep them together by breed. And if you are a beef exhibitor who is a rabbit in the show as well, we will make sure that your rabbit gets put into the pen.
All right, from class 2, first place, Abby Castles, exhibit 210. Second place, Abby Castles, exhibit 208. Third place, Kyra Witt, exhibit 216. And fourth place, Trinity Hines, exhibit 236. Now entering the ring, class 3, exhibit 214, Adeline Ruiz, exhibit 212, Brooke Castles, exhibit 209, Abby Castles. Just a reminder, make sure exhibitors, you have the number on of what you're exhibiting. Thank you. I'd like to take this time to also thank our additional sponsors, the Alachua Cattlemen's Association, Alachua County, Florida, Culver's, Edward Jones, GRE Sounds, H2 Engineering, Snyder Air Conditioning, Plumbing and Electric, Southeast Perimeter Solutions, Ernie Southern Off-Road, Gatorland Kubota, Archer Automotive and Tire, Hillendale, Circle H Ag Sales, Southern State Duckmasters, Watson C&D.
Took just a little bit longer on these big, more mature mama cows out here. I think a really nice group of them. Again, I think we have 3 different kinds of females here. Young lady's cow that's going to go ahead and start. I think this one pulls together quite a few pieces I'm looking for. This one's ultra comfortable on the move. Is she probably the most in terms of depth to her flank? No, but this one's got a calf on her side, and so I think she's just out here in her working clothes a little bit in comparison to our other ones that have been on feed a little bit longer, might just have a little bit more cover on them. But regardless, that one kind of pulls a nice piece and package for me together. She's ultra balanced from the side, gives us a really nice look. Young ladies do a really nice job getting this one shown. I think if you want a fresher, more feminine one, we can go over here to the young lady's heifer that's going to go ahead and be in second. I think, again, get this one off to the side. She props up with a really nice feminine look. Set her into motion. That one's hind leg and ankle are ultra comfortable, but I do think today she's just a little bit tighter in her forerib. Step behind her, she's just a little bit flatter in comparison to some of our other heifers here in the class. Young lady that's going to go ahead and round out the class. I think this one certainly has the power, certainly has the substance and mass, but I think set this one into motion, and that's where she concerns me. She wants to get just a little bit straighter in terms of the angle to her shoulder, round out of her hip just a little bit, wants to get just a little bit more uncomfortable on the go. I'd like to lengthen up that one, make her more comfortable off of either end of her skeleton.
All right, Class 3, first place is Brooke Castles, Exhibit 212. Second place, Adeline Ruiz, Exhibit 214. And third place, Abby Castles, Exhibit 209. So we will do a final drive here for the American Influence Show. From Class 1, coming back into the ring, Adeline Ruiz, Exhibit 215. From Class 2 will be Abby Castles, Exhibit 210. And from Class 3 will be Brooke Castles, Exhibit 212. Let's have a round of applause for our final drive, American Influence Show. I want to also take this time to thank some of our additional sponsors, Gator Pool Builders, new construction and remodels, Swanee Valley Feeds, 5-Star Credit Union, Whitfield Window and Door, Jones & Son Fire, Windsor Warriors 4-H Club. Also Friends of the Fair, Campus USA Credit Union, KO Partners Architecture and Interiors, Molly's Custom Silver, Roland Sliders, A Dog's Life Pet Sitting, Matthew and Shannon Brady, Shirley Terry, High Springs FFA Alumni, Creative Virtue Crafts, Target Copy, Capote Cattle Company, CNC Cattle Company, Balcom Family, Davis Site Prep, Windsor Warriors 4-H, Countryside 4-H, Town and Country 4-H, Joyner Construction Partners, Next Green, Jack Gaskin, and Catherine Smith. If you're interested in being a part of the sponsors of the fair, please contact any of the board members and they'll be happy to help you out. And more specifically, J.D. Pettyjohn is a sponsorship chair. You can contact him anytime.
Drop our heifers back out here in our final drive for American Division, and I'm thoroughly impressed with each and every one of them. I think, again, kind of take a look and see the things I'm looking for here: correct basic build, femininity, balance, and proportionality off to the side, and I think each and every one of them does this. Some maybe a little bit better than others, but I do think there's one out here that just excels in terms of her extra power, her extra substance, the way that this one gets out and plants herself on the profile, plenty proportional and attractive from the side, and again, get this one into motion, and for all of her extra power and mass, I still think she handles it plenty well on the move. Young Ladies heifer here in the center is going to go ahead and be our champion. We drop in that heifer, that's second place in that class, and again, I talked to her in her class, but just in comparison to our champion, I think that one's just a little bit bigger in terms of her foot and bone work. I kind of mentioned the areas that she concerns me just in terms of her balance off to the side ever so often. I do think there's another heifer in here that in terms of freshness, femininity, a really correct basic build, really kind of handles things better for me. Young lady here right in front of me is going to go ahead and be reserved.
All right, so your American Influence Show Grand Champion is Exhibit 210 by Abby Castles. Your reserve grand is coming from the Class 1, Exhibit 215, Adeline Ruiz. Let's have a round of applause for our American Influence Show exhibitors. We're going to take some pictures and then we'll be getting started on the Beef Heifer Show. So stick around here momentarily, we'll get started.
Always a great opportunity whenever action starts.
In the ring to go over there, visit the table, grab yourself some of those tickets for the Texas Trailers drawing, either the trailer or the golf cart, as well as a cut and wrap hog. All proceeds go to the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show, so we appreciate your contribution for that. You can also go online, if you're at home watching, go online, Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show, ACYFLS.com, and you can grab yourself some tickets on there as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you plan to go home at some point today, this evening, and you lost your keys, it's probably a long walk unless you live in the neighborhood right behind. So if you look around and you lost your keys, come up here to the stage and we'll get you to identify them. We do have some keys for a truck that have been lost, a bunch of them. All right, we're getting lined up now for the first class. It'll be Alicia Hoy, Savannah Johnson, and Haley Molander coming in with the first class. Please get to the lineup area. All right, here we go. Class 1 entering the ring. Exhibit 242 being shown by Alicia Hoy. Exhibit 244 being shown by Savannah Johnson. And Exhibit 228 being shown by Haley Molander. Once again, we do have some keys up here at the podium. They do have an extra benefit of some earplugs attached. If you have these keys, you do not have to listen to me the rest of the afternoon. Once again, just a group of keys. If you've lost those, come up here and identify them, and we'll be happy to get them to you.
Took just a little bit more time on these heifers just to kind of evaluate the two that I have up top, and I think any way you cut it, where one excels, the other one kind of has their faults, and then vice versa, and I think this was a hard decision, right? Young lady's heifer that's going to go ahead and start the class, I think genuinely, in terms of her basic build, in terms of her genuine width and mass up high, that one certainly does some things better. Step in behind that one, and the width between her pins is just more genuine. Now, is she the most in terms of her spring to her rib or boldness to her upper rib? No, but we have to understand that these are heifer calves. They're going to continue to grow and develop, and this one, in terms of her basic build, the way her spine lays in comfortably, the way she goes, just kind of fits what I'm looking for a little bit better. Young lady's heifer that goes in second, that's a nice one in terms of her presentation. That one's ultra long and extended ahead of her shoulder. She gives me a nice look once she collects herself off to the side. Set this one into motion. And that's the smaller footed heifer that wants to get just a little bit flatter from behind. She's huge in terms of her rib, but when you really step in and study her in terms of her hip shape, and then as she goes, she wants to get just a little bit more up in her spine, a little bit more uncomfortable and rigid on the go as well. Again, really nice heifers up top. Young lady's heifer that's going to fall into third. Just today, she's the greener, smaller, more flatter and more frail one of the group. I think this one, give her some time to grow, progress, belly down as a mama cow, and she'll be a really nice one in the pasture.
All right, rabbit exhibitors, can you go ahead and please bring up bunnies if you are in class 2? Again, we're ready for class 2. This should be Netherland Dwarfs, Lionhead, Pet, and
All right, from class 1, first place is going to be Savannah Johnson, exhibit 244. Second place, exhibit 228, shown by Haley Molander. And third place, exhibit 242, Santa Fe High School, Alicia Hoy. Entering the ring, class 2, exhibit 240, Sarah DeSalvo. Exhibit 237, Lillian Ayers. Exhibit 241, Oliver Flanagan. Exhibit 247, Sophia Rick. Exhibit 248, Isaac Short. And Exhibit 249, Brandon Weber. I'd like to take this time to thank our board of directors, President John Carl Dote, Vice President Scott Blackwell, Secretary Pamela Carter, Treasurer Lori Smith, Camping Chair Tim Johnson, Vendor Chair Benji Burnson, Rabbit Chair Sandra Johnson, Swine Chair Dennis Pendarvis, Dairy Goat Chair Elizabeth Kennelly, Goat Chair Jessica Butts, Poultry Chair Justin Johnson, Beef Chair Chuck Willis, Record Book Chair Melissa Castles, Sponsorship Chair James Pettyjohn, Buyers Luncheon Chair Scott Blackwell, Board Members Amy Holton, Kathy Carr, Laura Thomas, Perry Green, Fawn Willis, Mark Colson, Peter Swabilius, Travis Boyd, Brooke Bailey, Jeff Bunnell, Matt Surrency, and Stacy Donaldson. Thank you to the entire board of directors for their support of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show.
Again, another really nice class of heifers here, but I think the one that wins this class does it rather handily. Not only is that one the best in terms of her aesthetic look from the side, once this young man gets her stopped and parked, she's ultra feminine, ultra attractive, plenty of balance and femininity from the side. However, this one is also probably the biggest in terms of her foot size, plenty of upper rib shape, and then remains plenty comfortable on the move. She's not perfect. I would like to see her set down with just a little bit more flexibility out of her hip and hind leg, but regardless, really, really nice one to start. Young man that's going to go ahead and be second. I think another one that does some really good things. That one's long and extended ahead of her shoulder. She, again, is another one that balances in terms of her lower body on the profile. I think this one just needs blended in terms of the way her shoulder ties into her top, and then again, as she goes, she wants to duck her pins just a little bit. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be third, another fresh, feminine, attractive female. That one's body shape is really nice. She's got a nice sweep to her rib. However, this one's just a little bit frailer in terms of her bone work, a little bit flatter once you get behind her. Regardless, all these young people do a really, really nice job getting these stuck. My young people here, towards the end of the class, I've talked to all of them individually. Just some greener heifers that need a little bit more time to grow and mature. All of them have some nice things about them, but just in comparison to the ones at the top of the class, just can't contend today.
All right, Class 2, winner in first place is Exhibit 249, Brandon Weber. Second place, Exhibit 248, Isaac Short. Third place, Exhibit 237, Lillian Ayers. Fourth place, Exhibit 247, Sophia Rick. Fifth place, Exhibit 241, Oliver Flanagan. And sixth place, Exhibit 240, Sarah DeSalvo. Coming into the ring, Class 3. Exhibit 221, Kaylee Fringo. Exhibit 225, Madeline Worley. Exhibit 250, Brandon Weber. Exhibit 220, Carly Thomas. Exhibit 217, Aiden Lepianco. Exhibit 224, Madeline Worley. And Exhibit 233, Anna Seeley. We would like to give a shout out to Alachua County for bringing in the additional fans this year. We've added the additional fans over the exhibitor area back here in the back side of the ring, and we are certainly grateful for that as it's starting to warm up a little bit. Also want to thank Miss Cindy Sanders. She is not only the complaint department, but she is the extension director for Alachua County ACYFLS. So we certainly appreciate her and her dedication year in and year out to the Alachua County Youth Fair.
Again, another really, really nice class of heifers. I think that the quality of these ones runs pretty deep in this class. A young man's heifer that's going to start, though, she really, really does a lot of things well for me. Not only does that one give you an ultra nice look from the side, but set this one into motion for all of her extra rib shape, mass, and dimension up high. She handles it pretty well. I think that we can kind of let this one be just a little bit more comfortable in terms of her ankle. Every so often she wants to take just a little bit more of a rigid step there from behind, but regardless of that, I think a really nice heifer, and Young Man does a fantastic job getting this one stuck. Young Man's heifer in second, I really, really wanted to love this one as she came into the ring. I think stopped and parked, that one in terms of her angles really, really reads nice, but I think as she kind of continued to work out here, she got just a little bit straighter off of either end of her skeleton when she stops and parks. She wants to just get a little bit rounder out of her shoulder as well, but as he gets this one's head up and parked here on the profile, I do think she gives a really, really fresh, feminine look. I just like to see her a nickel more comfortable as she goes. In addition to that, I'd like to clean her up in her lower chest just a little bit. Really nice heifer. Young lady's heifer that comes here in third, I think another powerful maternal one in her own right, but I just think she reads a little bit plainer, a little bit coarser in comparison to some of these other heifers. But regardless, young lady does a really nice job shoving them. Young people here on the other side of the ring, I talked to each one individually about some things we can change. Just in terms of basic build, kind of moderation, and bone work. Again, I had a little bit of concerns with these ones, but let's go ahead and give some big round of applause for these young people.
Class 3, first place, Brandon Weber, Exhibit 250. Second place, Exhibit 217, Aiden Lepianco. Third place, Exhibit 225, Madeline Worley. Fourth place, Exhibit 233, Anna Seeley. Fifth place, Exhibit 224, Madeline Worley. Sixth place, Exhibit 220, Carly Thomas. And seventh place, Exhibit 221, Kaylee Fringo. Coming into the ring for Class 4, Exhibit 232, Lawson Reno. Exhibit 223, Paisley Johnson. And Exhibit 251, Brandon Weber. If you have a camper and you need to empty the wastewater, the pump truck will be out there in about 25 minutes. 25 minutes if you need to be pumped down. So make sure you're out there at your camper.
Another another nice class of heifers here, and I think the young man's blaze-face heifer wins rather handily. Again, that one, I know I sound like a broken record, but for me, her femininity, her extra mass and power, rib shape, and her ability to still set down plenty comfortable on the move is what does it for me. A really nice heifer to start. Young man's heifer that's going to go ahead and come in second. I think one that when she gets propped up on the profile is plenty extended and feminine ahead of her shoulder. I think this one again has plenty of upper rib shape, but I think this one just kind of turns into a three-piece suit as she goes. She wants to get just a little bit pinched in her forerib. As she goes away, she wants to track just a little bit narrower from behind. Young lady's heifer that rounds out the class, another one that's plenty maternal in terms of her shape, especially in terms of her width from behind, but I think this one just reads a little bit plainer and coarser in comparison to the other ones.
All right, so from Class 4, first place, Brandon Weber, Exhibit 251. Second place, Lawson Reno, Exhibit 232. And third place, Exhibit 223, Paisley Johnson. Coming into the ring for Class 5, Exhibit 230, Sophia Zimmerman. Exhibit 227, Haley Molander. Exhibit 219, Judson Buki. Exhibit 252, Charity Mykoff. And Exhibit 246, Layla Paris.
Again, I continue to be impressed with the quality of our heifers on the top end of some of these classes. Young ladies heifer that's going to go ahead and win, I think, is really, really nice. That one's ultra powerful, huge in terms of her rib shape. Where this one lacks is actually where she also gains an advantage. So she's super long and extended ahead of her shoulder, but sometimes with our heifers like that, they want to pinch just a little bit behind that shoulder because of their extension, and I think that's where her fault lies. But again, really, really nice heifer, really nice brood cow, kind of a female. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be second. I think that there are some closer calls to make here between second and third, but I think this one just pulls things together in a fresher, more feminine package. That one's bold in terms of her upper rib, and yet she still sets down plenty comfortable on the drive. Coarser naveled heifer, I'd like to see her drop down her flank just a nickel to kind of balance her up better from the profile. Young lady's heifer that's going to be third. I think this is the power cow of the group, but unfortunately, along with all of her power comes just a little bit more issues structurally. That one wants to round out of her hip, get just a little bit more comfortable out of her front end as well. I'd like to kind of lengthen her up and make her freed up off of either end of her skeleton. Young people on the end of my class, again, I talked to each of them, just kind of greener, flatter, fuller-made heifers, got better days ahead of them.
So Class 5, first place, Exhibit 227, Haley Molander. Second place, Exhibit 230, Sophia Zimmerman. Third place, Exhibit 246, Layla Paris. Fourth place, Exhibit 252, Charity Mykoff. And fifth place, Exhibit 219, Judson Buki. Coming into the ring, Class 6, the final class of the Beef Heifer Show. Exhibit 229, Haley Molander. Exhibit 234, Abigail Hutchins. Exhibit 222, Kaylee Fringo. Exhibit 245, Peyton Osteen. Exhibit 235, Abigail Hutchins. And Exhibit 239, Caitlin Tuning.
Again, another high quality set of heifers here, and I think we just have some differences in terms of shapes and sizes, and just any way you cut them, I think these heifers could go different under a different judge any day of the week, but I sorted the young man's heifer over here up first. I think really, really nice in terms of her extra power and mass. That one's ultra extended ahead of her shoulder. I think where she falls short again is she wants to just kind of break right behind that shoulder, get a little bit more opened up there as you step in front of her. However, that one's got a calf by her side, and I think she's just more in her working clothes today, and so I think if we had seen that one in her prime, those things could kind of be fixed, but unfortunately, as they get kicked out onto the pasture and on a different feed regimen, sometimes things fall apart just a little bit. Young lady's heifer that's going to go ahead and be in second. I really, really like this one in terms of first impressions. That one's ultra fresh. She's ultra attractive on the side. That one's huge in terms of her rib cage. I think set this one into motion, and that's where she starts to concern me just a little bit. She wants to get just a little bit tighter and more restricted out of her hock, a little bit straighter through her front end. Young lady's heifer that's going to go ahead and be third. I really, really like this one when we get her propped up on the profile and showing herself off. I think that one's big-footed. I think just in comparison to true, genuine width and substance, that one falls a little bit short in comparison to our other heifers today. Let this one continue to grow and mature, and I think she'll be really nice in the future. Young people on the end, again, talk to each and every one of them. Heifers do some nice things, but I just have some concerns structurally, concerns in terms of maturity.
All right, so Class 6, first place, we have Exhibit 235, Abigail Hutchins. Second place, we have Exhibit 234, Abigail Hutchins. Third place, we have Exhibit 229, Haley Molander. Fourth place, we have Exhibit 239, Caitlin Tuning. Fifth place, we have Peyton Osteen, Exhibit 245. And sixth place, we have 222, Kaylee Fringo. All right, we'll get ready now for the final drive of the 2025 Beef Heifer Show. All right, coming into the ring, final drive, Beef Heifer Show, Class 1, Savannah Johnson, Exhibit 244. Class 2, Exhibit 249, Brandon Weber. Class 3, Exhibit 250, Brandon Weber. Class 4, Exhibit 251, Brandon Weber. Class 5, Exhibit 227, Haley Molander. And Class 6, Exhibit 235, Abigail Hutchins. Let's have a round of applause for our final drive of the 2025 Beef Heifer Show. If the grand is selected from a class, if second place is a blue ribbon, then we'll have a callback for second place. So be with your animal if you got a blue ribbon and you were in second in your class.
Can we have Kane Overton and Trevor Bollinger come back to the rabbit exhibits, please?
All right, after we get done with this final drive, we're going to have some pictures, and then we'll get into Bred and Own. So be ready for Bred and Own immediately after this.
Just wanted to again thank everybody for having me today. I'm really happy with this lineup out here. I think each and every one of these females represents the kind of mama I'd want to keep back and breed up on, and whether we're trying to make show steers or we're trying to make some nice functional heifers, I think they could do either one of these things dependent upon what we use to breed them back on. I think all of them are good in terms of their basic build. Are they perfect? No. But I think that they definitely set out and go out and are flexible as they round the corners. And again, I think each and every one of them pulls themselves together and gives a really nice look off to the profile. They're fresh and feminine. But I think there's one out here that really just does it in the best package, has held herself together really nicely throughout the drive. I'm going to go ahead and select our grand, and then I'll get you a top 5.
Oh, that's the baby. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, why is the little one in here? Because they don't want to be in there. They be far. I'm like, this ain't no goat, man. Them goats be passing out.
Yeah, that was this morning.
A
We didn't
goat?
have any goats, yeah.
They never pass out?
I don't know.
I want to see that in real life, man. I'm like,
We were busy with pigs this morning, so.
I remember that.
I mean, just like watching.
Oh, and they don't say till 5. Six.
Yep. So tonight, when the big show is like they actually judge the pig. Tomorrow night at 6, they judge how the pig works.
Yeah, it was the least stressful Final Four I've ever been to in my life. It was fun, but it wasn't meant for that.
That's awesome. I really like the white shirts though. Are they on the website?
No, this was like that. They just press these up right before you live on the I wear it the next day and I put it on. I might bring this one and let the guys sign it.
Yeah, and then after Sunday, Monday is like school colors, popcorn food was $1 Monday. We just basically have different like track and field slash.
Oh, for the kids?
And then Tuesday's the stables where they give you something. They're like
Most important day.
yeah. Yeah, they're like these that bring you in because they don't just what they were back. Yeah. Sales the big day.
fine. I just told them that 6:20. So they didn't call me back. So everything was good. Shay said something like, I guess, you having trouble or something? Surely we're not those. We're the small kind of small school growers, so it's like, we can't get over and have this problem. Yeah. All right.
All right, so from the Beef Heifers Show, grand champion goes to Brandon Weber from Class 3, Exhibit 250. Reserve grand goes to Brandon Weber, Exhibit 249 from Class 2. Third place goes to Aiden Lepianka, Exhibit 217. Fourth place goes to Haley Molander, Exhibit 227. And fifth place goes to Exhibit 251, Brandon Weber. Let's have a round of applause for all of our beef heifer exhibitors. We'll take some pictures and then we'll get into bred and owned. While we have a pause in action, it's a great opportunity to visit the vendors out to the west side of the stadium here, the barn. Get yourself something to eat, something to drink. Also find you some good items over there as well, custom made. You can also go by the table and see the QR code. QR code for the pictures, but also QR code for tickets to be able to purchase your Texas Trailer raffle tickets. You can either win the trailer or the golf cart, not both, the trailer or the golf cart. Maybe you can buy a trailer to put the golf cart in, but we appreciate Texas Trailer for donating that once again to the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. Also have cut and wrap hog tickets. Chance to win a custom wrap hog. Also Tuesday is going to be the sale day for the market animals, not any of the beef the market animals will actually sell those on Tuesday. The buy is at 11 o'clock. And then we'll have an opportunity for the exhibitors to meet the buyer. At 1 o'clock, have the actual auction.
Bred Owned, be ready. Y'all are starting to get lined up over there.
Miss Amanda's lining you all up. Make sure you're ready. Last call, bred and owned heifers. If you're not there, you're going to get left out. Last call, bred and owned heifers. Lawson Reno and Kaylee Fringo. Last call. Lawson Reno, Kaylee Fringo. All right, here we go with the bred and owned beef heifer show. Coming into the ring, 225, Madeline Worley. Exhibitor 220, Carly Thomas. Exhibitor 224, entry by Madeline Worley. Paisley Johnson, exhibitor 223. Brandon Weber, exhibitor 251. And Kaylee Fringo, 222. and Trinity Hines, exhibitor 236.
I'm not going to take too terribly much time out here. I've already talked to each and every one of these females in their respective classes. I do think as we kind of sort through the top 5 bred and owns, there's one that really just kind of runs away with it in terms of her basic build, her femininity, the way that she props up and balances. Young man with the blaze face is going to go ahead and be champion. We'll go through and get you your top 5.
That's Brandon Weber, exhibit 251, will be first place. Second place will be Madeline Worley, exhibit 225. Just another announcement too while we're placing these. Make sure you join us for the Alachua County Youth Fair Blood Drive today 12 to 7. There's an urgent need for all blood types. If you have never given blood, today is a great time to start. It takes less than 30 minutes. All donors will receive a long sleeve t-shirt and special hat. We are currently running a competition for the most donors between 4-H and FFA. Be sure to let them know which 4-H or FFA chapter you are donating for. Also, we have event t-shirts on sale in the office for $10 each. Cash or check only. Cash or check only. Thank you. Third place is Madeline Worley's second entry, 224. Fourth place is Paisley Johnson, exhibit 142. Fifth place is exhibit 220, Carly Thomas. And sixth place is Trinity Hines. All right, let's have a round of applause for all of our bred and owned exhibitors. We'll take a quick moment for some pictures and then be right back to it. Great opportunity to visit the vendors, stretch your legs, and then also get some tickets for the Texas trailers as well as the t-shirts available inside the building. All right, here we go. Get ready for the bull show. Class 1, entering the ring, we'll have Abigail Hutchins, Exhibit 259. Exhibit 254 being shown by Madeline Worley. And Exhibit 267 being shown by Peyton Osteen. Once again, t-shirts are available, cash or check, in the office. So that's the building just to the east of the main barn.
Really nice class of young bulls here to start, and I think the one that wins really does it rather handily. Not only is that one the most masculine about his head and neck and his feature, but that one's got plenty of rib shape, plenty of extra muscle and power, and he still sets down fairly comfortable. If I had to tweak him, I would like to fix him in terms of his ankle. He wants to get just a little bit tighter and more rigid, but again, high quality bull. Young lady does a really nice job getting that one stuck. The bull that comes in second and third, I think we have some more things to discuss here, and obviously we have a big breed difference, so things are coming in a little bit different of shapes and sizes. But young man's bull that's going to go ahead and start next, I think in terms of genuine foot size and feature is where this one gains the advantage. He gets him propped up on the profile and he gives me a nice balanced look. Set him into motion, and as I step behind him, his hock concerns me just a little bit. He wants to push out ever so slightly, and I actually think he gets just a nickel too soft in terms of his pastern. But regardless, I do think that he's the sounder option of the two on bottom. Young lady's bull here, I think, is nice in terms of his rib shape, his mass and dimension. He's pretty masculine, again, about his head and his feature. But I think where this one falls short is just in terms of his basic build. He concerns me a little bit. He wants to get a little bit tighter and more restricted off of either end. In addition, he is the smaller footed, frailer one of the pair. Nice job to these young people.
All right, so Class 1, first place, Exhibit 259 by Abigail Hutchins. Second place, Exhibit 267, Peyton Osteen. And third place, Exhibit 254, Madeline Worley. Coming into the ring, Class 2, Exhibit 261, Aubriana Caldwell. Exhibit 266, Claire Kipp. Exhibit 265, Lily Fretwell. Exhibit 264, Savannah Eckert. And Exhibit 263, Exhibitor Naomi Cooper.
Another nice set of productive and practical kind of cattle out here. A young lady's bull that's going to go ahead and start, I think really just kind of fits my bill in terms of moderation, practicality. He's got a nice big sweep and rib cage, and again, that one's plenty functional as we get him on the go, so I don't doubt his ability to get out into a pasture and jump some cows. He's fairly masculine in terms of his feature. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be second. I think that one, in terms of his muscle shape, his extra power up high, really does a nice job. I think he just gets a little bit plainer and concerns me a little bit more in terms of some structural areas. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be third. I think one that kind of counters the one ahead of her. I think that one's just a nickel better in terms of his hind leg angle. However, set this one into motion. He wants to get round and big out of his front end, kind of drop his head just a nickel, which makes him appear just less proportional from the profile. Again, I do think this one's just a little bit frailer and more feminine in terms of his feature. Young people on the end, again, a pair of nice, practical, productive kind of bulls. Don't doubt their integrity in the pasture. Just didn't have really all the bells and whistles that I was looking for in comparison to some of our other ones.
All right, Class 2, first place, Exhibit 264 by Savannah Eckert. Second place, Exhibit 266 by Claire Kipp. Third place, Exhibit 261 by Aubriana Caldwell. Fourth place is Exhibit 263 by Naomi Cooper. And fifth place, Exhibit 265 by Lily Fretwell. Entering the ring, Exhibit 253, Aiden Lepianca. Exhibit 260, Trinity Hines. Exhibit 269, Brandon Weber. And Exhibit 256, Haley Molander. Also want to congratulate the rabbit exhibitors. Best in Show, Bella Ruffton, Polish. Reserve Best in Show, Meredith Kuhn, Dutch. Best of Breeds, Trevor Bolger with Holland Lot. Kane Overton with Dwarf Papilla. Meredith Kuhn with the Mini Lot. Reagan Scribner with Himalayan. Meredith Kuhn with a Havana. Abigail Reardon with a Netherland Dwarf. Abigail Reardon with a Rex. Abigail Reardon with a Lionhead. Best of Opposite Sex, Cole Wheeler with a Holland Lot. Delaney Hilton with a Mini Lot. Abigail Reardon with a Netherland Dwarf. And Meredith Kuhn with a Dutch. And finally, last but not least, Delilah Ruiz with a Polish. Let's have a round of applause for all of our rabbit exhibitors.
impressed with this set of bulls we have out here. I think Young Man's Brockle-headed bull really hit me hard as he came in. Not only is that one the best in terms of his profile, he gets that one propped up and stuck, and he gives me a high quality, ultra attractive look, but that one's plenty masculine and rugged in terms of his feature. I think that one sets down really comfortable on the go as well. Really nice bull to start. A Young Man that's going to go ahead and be second, I think that one, just in terms of his freshness and youthfulness, is what really drew me to him. That one's plenty comfortable on the go. He's round in terms of his rib cage and yet still sits down plenty comfortable. A young lady that's going to go ahead and be third. I really like this one on the stand. I think he gives you a really nice look. He wants to balance up and really prop up with a high quality kind of proportional look. I think get this one on the go, and he wants to fall apart just a nickel, wants to kind of break just a little bit behind his shoulder and get not nearly as comfortable from behind. Young lady does a really nice job getting this one shown. Young lady that's going to round out the class. This one might be the most in terms of actual power and muscularity, but I think that's kind of working to his disadvantage today. In terms of his basic build, he just concerns me a little bit more, gets just a touch coarser and more pulled apart in terms of his skeleton, and his front end particularly just wants to get a little bit rounder and bolder in his shoulder.
All right, so Class 3, first place, Exhibit 269, Brandon Weber. Second place, Exhibit 253, Aiden Lepianka. Third place, Exhibit 256, Haley Molander. And fourth place, Exhibit 260, Trinity Hines. Coming into the ring, Class 4, Exhibit 255, Abby Castles, and Exhibit 257, Brooke Castles. After this class, we'll have the last remaining class, Class 5, in a hurricane that's not good, but in the bull show, that is great. That is the last one, and then we'll go into the final drive.
really nice set of Brahman bulls we have out here, and I think both of them do some things really, really good. But I do think one of them just kind of pulls all the pieces just a little bit better for me. A young lady's bull here in front is going to go ahead and win this class. I think in terms of his basic build, he just reads a little bit more comfortable as he gets out and goes. And I think once we kind of study over the top side of his skeleton, he really feeds and squares truer right out of the back side of his shoulder and reads with some more genuine shape out through his hip. Young lady that's going to be second, I like this one in terms of his feature. I think he's definitely the bigger square-footed one of the pair, but I do think he sets down just a little bit more hesitantly from behind, and again, get over the top side of his skeleton. He wants to wash and flatten just a nickel out of the top side of his shoulder. Regardless, nice pair of bulls. These ladies do a nice job getting them shown.
All right, Class 4, first place, Brooke Castles with Exhibit 257. Second place is Exhibit 255 by Abby Castles. Now entering the ring in Class 5, Exhibit 262 by Caitlin Chuney, and Exhibit 270 by Brandon Weber. Class bulls, make sure you're ready. Also, if you are a blue ribbon in second place in the class, make sure you're ready as well and staged up.
Again, another nice pair of big, rugged, masculine bulls, but I think there's one in here that just pulls everything together just a little bit neater and more attractive, particularly from the profile. Young man's bull is going to go ahead and start. That's a big, square-footed one that still retains plenty of comfortability on the move. I like this one in terms of his extra power and rib shape, and yet he still remains pretty extended and attractive as we get him propped up on the profile. Young lady's bull that comes in second, I don't want to take anything away from him because truly he is a huge-ribbed, powerful kind of bull. I think just aesthetically, he's kind of the shorter coupled one of the pair, shorter in terms of his cannon bone. I'd like to just lengthen and extend him off of either end of his skeleton, have him set down just a notch more comfortable on the go.
All right. From Class 5, first place is Brandon Weber with Exhibit 270. Second place is Exhibit 262 by Caitlin Chuney. All right, we'll get into the final drive. Final drive of your bull show. Entering the ring from Class 1. Exhibit 259 by Abigail Hutchins. From Class 2, Exhibit 264 by Savannah Eckert. Class 3, Exhibit 269 by Brandon Weber. From Class 4, we'll have Exhibit 257 by Brooke Castles. And then Class 5, we'll have Exhibit 270 by Brandon Weber.
Again, I'd just like to reiterate that I've been thoroughly impressed by the quality of cattle and showmen that y'all have brought to this show. With my final time on the mic in the cattle show, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody in the back, and thank you everybody for having me. I've kind of talked to each and every one of these guys in their class, so I'm just going to go ahead and get you a top 5, and I will see y'all back tonight at the swine show.
Need Class 3, the blue ribbon, Haley Molander, 3rd place. 256. They said go with it. Go ahead. All right, so for your bull show, grand champion goes to exhibit 270, Brandon Weber. Reserve grand goes to exhibit 269, Brandon Weber. 3rd place goes to exhibit 257, Brooke Castles. 4th place goes to exhibit 253, Aiden Lepianca. And 5th place goes to 259, Abigail Hutchins. Let's have a round of applause for our bull show exhibitors. We'll take some pictures and then we'll get into bred and owned here in just a second. After bred and owned bulls, we'll take a break. You can get something to eat, and then celebrity show will start at 5:30. Make sure you get your t-shirts available at the office with cash or check. Also, pictures, the QR codes are available at each end of the building, and the tickets are available with QR codes down there as well, or just go to ACYFLS.com. All right, we're getting ready to get started for our Bred and Owned Bull Show. All bred and owned bulls will be allowed back in the ring as we're starting out now. All right, now entering the ring, Exhibit 259 by Abigail Hutchins. Exhibit 254 by Madeline Worley. Exhibit 253 by Aiden Lepianka. Exhibit 269 by Brandon Weber. Exhibit 262 by Caitlin Tuning. And Exhibit 270 by Brandon Weber. These are all Bred and Owned Bull Show.
Again, I just wanted to thank everybody for having me today out to sort the cattle show. I think we had a majority of these guys here in our top 5, so you've heard me talk about them quite a bit today. So I'm just going to go ahead and select our top 5 bred and owned.
All right, so for the Bred and Owned Show, first place goes to Exhibit 270, Brandon Weber. Second place goes to Exhibit 269, Brandon Weber. Third place goes to 253, Aiden Lepianka. Fourth place goes to 259, Abigail Hutchins. And fifth place goes to 254, Madeline Worley. Let's have a round of applause for all of our 2025 Bred and Owned bulls and their exhibitors. All right, so we'll have a break now for until 5:30. 5:30 we'll have the celebrity show. The back will now be open for pig exhibitors to go see their pigs. We'll take some pictures here as well. Make sure also you stop by the office, grab your t-shirts, $10, cash or check, and then the QR codes for pictures, as well as the QR codes for the Texas trailer raffle that we're doing, and then go outside and visit some of the vendors that have showed up to support the program. Thank you, and we'll see you in a little while.
Well, that's it for our beef shows this afternoon. We're going to take a break now, but we'll be back live at 5:30 p.m. for the celebrity show, followed by the swine show. Be sure to join us. We'll see you then.